Hey guys, glad to see you back again. Again, this is Heath Oaks. You can find me on www.heathoaks.com. Follow me on Twitter at Heath Oaks. I'm glad to see you back, and today's going to be a funny one because what's awesome is there's one thing that doesn't dictate success, and that is IQ only. Thank God, because I definitely wouldn't be probably very successful if it was just by IQ. Let's just be honest here. But there is the one thing that did separate the people that achieved great things versus the people who didn't really achieve what they wanted, and it was called grit. Not IQ. It was called grit. Because, see, IQ is you can learn something quickly. Grit is a perseverance for the long haul. You're in it for the long run, and you're going to keep going through tomorrow, the next year, for the year after that, 20 years from now, not just tomorrow's taste for success. So people with grit have a much better chance of making it versus people with just a huge IQ. Because just because you can learn things quickly doesn't mean that you're going to make it successful. Because what happens if you can't learn something quickly? Do you give up and back out? People with grit don't. Grit is you're going to make it happen. Grit, you're going to stick in the long haul. Let me tell you, you look at Nelson Mandela, for instance, 29 plus years in prison, but he became the president, turned the country around, is one of the most well-known leaders of all time for what he did for the country of Africa and for all of us across the world. But he had to have some major grit to stick that out. Martin Luther King Jr. changed the whole form of the United States of America. The whole civil rights movement, he pushed it beyond the movement that it was to what it became into a reality today of I have a dream. But he had grit to stick it out to the end, all the way to the end to lose his life because of it. So I'm not telling you got to lose your life today to achieve a success, but let me tell you something. You got to be ready for the long haul. You've got to be ready to be able to stick it in. So you got to ask yourself, do I have what it takes to make it in sales? Do I have what it takes to make it in business? And let me tell you, it doesn't have to matter to say, oh, am I smart enough? That doesn't matter. Can you learn? And how long will it take you is fine. But will you stick with it? You can't quit. You can't give up. I always tell people when you're coming into building a business, if you come in with 1 foot in and 1 foot out, and you got your plan A, plan B, I don't believe in having plan B. I don't believe in having a backup. I believe in having your plan A and you go at it and you make it happen. And I can promise you, if you have no backup, you'll make it successful somehow, some way. But if you go 1 foot in and 1 foot out, what will happen is first sign of despair, you put your foot out and you go. I can promise you right now that if you take the growth mindset that Carol S. Dweck in her book, Growth Mindset versus Fixed Mindset, and you have a growth to learn, okay with fail your way to success. But it's going to take grit to do that. And I can tell you right now, if you ask yourself, do I have grit? What will it take to get it? Get a growth mindset on growing. Be okay to fail. I have failed my way to success all the way here, baby. So you can do it too. But stick down and get grit. Guys, I hope today, if you learned anything, you got to stick with it. Again, this is Heath Oaks, www.heathoaks.com. Follow me on Twitter at Heath Oaks. And I hope you get a little grit in you. Thank you, guys.